A 7-kilometre long circuit that is probably better known worldwide than the country in which it's located. This is Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium. The legendary Eau Rouge and a Rédillon combination sees an elevation change of over 40 metres. The track started as a street circuit in 1922. Rédillon was built in 1939, and it wasn't until early this century that it stopped being public road and was turned into a permanent race facility. For the 17th consecutive season, the Supercar Challenge powered by Hankook has become part of the Spa Euro races in June. Ready for the rolling start. 111 is your pole sitter. That is Bascouten. 32 degrees, beautiful conditions for racing on this hot track. Patrick Lamster's Porsche alongside the black Porsche of Roger Graals lines up in third place, getting ready to go. Lights are on. Let's ride with Kosta Kanaroglou, the Supersport 1 Championship leader, away from the start. Says he lacks top speed. You can see the white Lotus Exige V6, the Ronde de Vaart, go by him on the way down into La Source. There's Kanaroglou with the yellow nose on the outside. Got a Seat Leon alongside. The blue and white car, Toynis van der Grift. And when Kanaroglou runs out very wide, he loses traction, so that's an easy pass for van der Grift. Look at the right-hand door mirror just in the extreme right-hand side of your picture. That is Ollie Taylor, the pole sitter in Supersport 2. He too had better traction off the corner and goes by Kanaroglou into Eau Rouge. Kanaroglou offline, and that means he loses yet another place out of Rédillon. The car alongside him is one of the older Seat Leons, and that's second in Supersport 2, but he doesn't have the power of the Ginetta. Kanaroglou at least can fight that one off, but it shows how one little error running out wide at La Source can cost you for several corners in a row. Kosta Kanaroglou up to the bus stop, right behind Ollie Taylor, the Supersport 2 leader in the BMW, looking to the inside, not quite close enough to get through, or is he? Over the curbs at the apex, sliding around. Right behind, by the way, Ruud Ollie started from the pit lane with brake problems, and he goes by. So Kanaroglou didn't gain anything. In fact, he lost a spot in his own Supersport 1 class to Ruud Ollie. And in fact, Ruud Ollie goes around the nose of Supersport 2 leader Ollie Taylor. There is Taylor just in front of Kanaroglou. And Kanaroglou is going to have to race crafty here. Keep the traction all the way to try and challenge the BMWs. Sport class Renault Clio in front, and that's holding up Ruud Ollie. Oh, trying to get inside Ollie Taylor. And twistier parts of the circuit play well for the Ginetta, but Spa is such a long, fast Grand Prix style circuit, and he's a little bit all at sea. Won the first race in Zandvoort, second race at the Red Bull Ring, so he's had a couple of victories, but doesn't entirely feel he's on even ground on this long, fast Spa circuit, even though he got by the Supersport 2 class leader. Going to be a tough old weekend, isn't it? Into the mandatory pit stops, Kosta Kanaroglou with 15 result seconds to add to the 60-second minimum that everybody has to do in their mandatory pit stop, and that is unlikely to help boost him up towards the order. Driving alone this season, Oliver Campos-Hull, with whom he won the championship last year, has moved to China. Nevertheless, an impressive race day for Kosta Kanaroglou. After the pit stops, grabbing 4th position at the line, he sheds 5 result seconds for race 2, and that means that he continues to lead the Supersport 1 Championship after race 1. Supersport 1 points leader Kosta Kanaroglou getting ready for race 2. He's now just 3 points ahead of Henry Zumbrink and Eric van der Munkhoff, and he's really got his work cut out for him. They start at the front of the field. In 10th, he's in 15th on the grid. Fantastic battle behind them for third place. The orange car, Marcel van der Mark. Ruud Ollie goes around the front of him, and Benjamin van der Berg is right there with Kosta Kanaroglou and Ollie Taylor. And De Borst passed around the outside at the bus stop. Lead of the race goes to Ruud Ollie, but not for long. After starting from the pits in race 1 because of brake problems, comes in with a fuel pressure issue before the pit stops. Problems too for Marcel van der Maat. Monster lockup at Les Combes. And that is enough at Spa to send anyone scrambling for the pits. With the high speeds on this track, you need to trust your brake pedal. Battle for second place going in favour of Robert Vandenberg after Kosta Kanaroglou came out of the pits in second spot with just 10 results seconds. But the Greek stays in the slipstream of the BMW, keeping him in touch and keeping that battle alive. Vandenberg was second, but a broken suspension cuts a tyre. He drops down the order as Kosta Kanaroglou goes up into second. And in fact, the Vandenbergs fail to finish the race. A trip through the pits does not cure the problem, and they are out. Kosta Kanaroglou again in second place, but on the uphill stretch at Spa-Francorchamps, a sitting duck for the more powerful BMWs of Supersport 1. Luc van Loon had a great uphill run from Eauruges through Radillon and got by to take second place in the Supersport 1 race. But he's not a real championship threat. Very few points scored so far this season. And in fact, the Greek driver ends up finishing in fourth place as Henry Zumbrink charges by him and up into a podium.
Well, I drove better yesterday actually. Today the track was a lot more slippery, and I just wasn't able to get the right balance. And I don't know, I was like second and a half slower today, so it was a real bummer actually. So I'll finish fourth on both days, which is good for points. But yeah, I'm not very happy with myself actually.
Just 1 point separates the top 3 teams in Supersport 1, with Erik van der Munkhoff and Henry Zumbrink ahead of Kosta Kanaroglou, Dennis De Borst and Martin de Klein.